going on, Sooner Nation? Going to be reacting to the top 25 AP poll that dropped earlier today on Sunday. Let's get right into it. At first place, we have Georgia. Not too impressed with Georgia or their offense yet. Defense doesn't even look like the same defense from the years prior. Still the number one team, but I'm not sold on them completely yet. We have Michigan at number 2 with one first place vote. They've played nobody with a pulse yet. They've been playing junior colleges, so we'll see once they play somebody for real how good they are. At 3, we have Texas. Looks good. Been looking good for 2 weeks now. Beat Alabama good. Then kind of had a little weird game against Wyoming, a little struggle. Then they beat Baylor pretty bad. So I think they're deserving of the 3 spot right now. At 4, we have Ohio State after I wouldn't say it was impressive, but the narrow victory over Notre Dame. It is impressive to beat Notre Dame, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, something's off about that offense. Defense, they are legit though. At 6 or 5, we have Florida State. Overtime win over Clemson, very impressive. 2 big wins over LSU and Clemson now. So they do deserve that 5 spot for sure. At 6, we have Penn State, who's flying under the radar. Defense is legit. Drew Aller at quarterback is legit. And Franklin, the coach, he's pretty solid as well. So they're deserving of that spot. At 7, we have the high octane offense in Washington. Michael Penix is not getting the same love Caleb Williams gets, but he is just as effective, if not more, in college than Caleb Williams has been so far. At 8, we do have USC. A little bit of a struggle game against Arizona State, but Caleb Williams he's worth all the millions of dollars he's getting because that dude is legit. Defense and Alex Grinch are holding them back just like always. I think the defense will hold them back once it gets into crunch time. I think that's going to be their Achilles heel. At number 9, we do have Oregon, who, yeah, that was ugly. I don't got to hear about Colorado anymore, thank goodness, but almost felt bad for him at the end. 42-6, I think it was. Dan Lanning, offense, Bo Nix looked really good. Defense was giving everything they could. Shedeur Sanders could not move the ball at all, so very impressed with Oregon. At 10, we have Utah, kind of flying under the radar without their quarterback playing. Once he comes back, Cam Rising, I think there's someone that could be hard to deal with. I think they could be as good as Oregon, as good as USC, just don't have the same flashy numbers. At number 11, we have Notre Dame after the narrow loss to Ohio State on a last-second run. 10 dudes on the field, heartbreaking loss at home. Still like Sam Hartman, still like that defense and coach. I think they're a team that could climb back into the rankings, higher in the rankings. At 12, we have Alabama. Not sold on Alabama at all. Offense is shaky. I think Tommy Rees is a pretty piss-poor offensive coordinator. I think Jalen Milroe is a running back playing quarterback, and they still have a legit defense that's keeping them in games. Not sold on Alabama at all. 13, we have LSU, who has looked impressive ever since the week 1 loss to Florida State, so watch out for them. At 14, we have my and our Oklahoma Sooners moving up 2 spots. Would love to see the offense get more, how do I put it, consistent. Running game has not gotten going. It seems like until we need it to, kind of strange. Offense needs to get it together. Jeff Lebby needs to call a complete game. We need to see a complete game from him. Defense, legit. Danny Stutzman might be the best linebacker in the country. Needs to get more national headlines because dude is straight balling. At 15, we have Drake May and the North Carolina Tar Heels at 4-0. Flying under the radar as much as an undefeated team can. Drake May, not getting all the hype he used to get. Still very impressed with UNC. At 16, we have Washington State coming off a pretty good win over Oregon State. Almost let Oregon State come back and win, but slipped out of there with a win. Quarterback Ward is a trouble, man. He's going to give defenses a lot to deal with. Very impressed. At 17, we have Duke, who has looked good. They beat Clemson like they stole something the first week, and since then they haven't looked back. Undefeated, and they play Notre Dame this week, so we'll see if they can continue their hot streak. At 18, we have Miami, undefeated Miami, who beat A&M a few weeks ago, and they've been solid ever since. Not really getting talked about too much, but they are impressive. At 19, we have Oregon State after a narrow loss to Washington State. I don't think they're very good, but they're a team that can beat anybody on any day. I think they're a solid offense, well-coached, pretty impressive team. At 20, we have Ole Miss, 3-1 Ole Miss. Didn't look very good against Alabama. Jackson Dart could not get it going. Didn't seem like they had anything any answers for that Alabama defense. At 21, Tennessee. I'm not sold on Tennessee. I think Joe Milton's overrated. I think they're going to have trouble once they play a big dog. I think they're going to get a wake-up call. Speaking of a team that gave them a wake-up call, we have Florida at 22 at 3-1, moving up 3 spots. I am impressed with Florida. Running game is good. Defense is really good. At 23, we have Missouri, undefeated Missouri, moving into the rankings. Really good receiving core, pretty good quarterback, pretty impressive Missouri, I'm not going to lie. So hopefully they can keep it going. At 24, we have the third Big 12 team, Kansas. Gotta love when Kansas is doing good. I don't know why. They do play Texas next week, so I'm sure they're going to get a wake-up call and move back out of the rankings, but maybe that quarterback, Daniels, can give Texas something to worry about. And then at 25, we have Fresno State, and I am from the West Coast, so it's always good to see Fresno State get some love. Do you think Oklahoma moved up too much, or you think they should have been moved up more? Let me know in the comments. As long as OU keeps taking care of business on offense and defense keeps playing how they are, I think we're going to be just fine. I think we're going to have a good test against Texas, and then we'll know more about them and us after that game. If we run the table, you can't hold us out, so it's balls in our court. That's all I got to say. Let me know what you guys think about the AP rankings in the comments. I appreciate you guys if you could like and subscribe. Boomer.